Alright, hi, good morning.
Morning, Asia.
Good morning, Elizabeth, and good morning, everybody that's watching, if anybody is watching. Welcome to today's episode 3 of Blondes in Progress. We're so excited to have you here with us today. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Asia. This is my partner in crime.
I'm Elizabeth.
And we are just two best friends living that 20-something-year-old life, trying to figure it out. And if you want to join us on this journey, go ahead and subscribe. I'll put the button right here so you can click it. You can click the little bell so you can catch all our videos every Wednesday. So my goal is to post at 9 a.m. but if you watched our video last week, it was not. So at least sometime on Wednesday, that's when we'll be. But yeah, so we would love to have y'all here, and we'll put all of our social media and stuff on the screen and down below if you want to follow us. We post over there too. And yeah, we'll just get started. So first off, my question is, Elizabeth, what are you drinking today?
I have Earl Grey tea with jasmine out of my Van Gogh sunflower cup that I got as a gift for, I think it was like my birthday or Christmas from my brother the other year.
Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
Right? And it even has like a lid so you can put it on there to keep the heat in while it's steeping. And it came with a strainer for if you do loose leaf tea. Perfect.
Oh, and I want to give a disclaimer. If you see a creature walking around behind me, Jasper, my dog, is on the couch with me. So just a heads up, it's not something weird. But yeah, so I have my regular coffee that I normally have, but there's a fall twist to it this morning. I put in,
what is
the fall twist is pumpkin spice creamer that I got at Aldi because they have it, and I'm not normally like a big pumpkin spice person. Like, it's not like I'm like, yes, this is my everything like some people are, but
yeah,
they had like the little container of it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my regular kind, the coconut cream, but I'm gonna get this too so I can try it.
I've been really into the pumpkin this week because like I made pumpkin bread last night and like this autumn harvest soup in my Instapot. It was really,
Yeah, autumn harvest soup. What is that?
yeah, it has
What is that?
butternut squash, pumpkin, some cute, what was it, curry seed powder in it, and then you add like cream cheese to help, and it's a like really creamy soup, but it's really good. So
Yeah.
put that in some containers, and I got lunch for the week.
Can you send me that recipe? Because I love soup. Yeah, and we'll link the recipe down below for all you people out there. But, oh, and I was going to talk about my mug. I have it in this blue Yeti mug, which I'm not like a person that's like, I have to have Yeti everything. Because there's some people that have that, you know, mentality. At least in the South they do. I don't know how, I don't think it transfers up. I don't think it transfers up the country. But we were in the mountains in June, and we went to Mass General Store in Boone, if you've ever been there. It's a fun place, but they had this cup, and I was like, I don't want to be like, I'm fancy, I got a Yeti coffee mug, but like I need this color in my life. Like, it was so pretty, and I kept walking past and I was like, you don't need that. You don't need it. You really don't need it. But I was like, that blue is so pretty. And I like blue, and I don't have that color blue mug. So, yeah, my justification for buying things. It's pretty. I like it. But yeah.
And that was me yesterday at Target, so that's how I ended up with this shirt.
Oh no, I was gonna say, is that your new Target shirt? You got.
It's really soft and comfy.
Is it just like a t-shirt, or like what is it?
Yeah, no, it's just like a t-shirt, and it was 20% off yesterday, so instead of like, I think it was $9, I got for, I think, $7.
And you're getting into, you don't really buy a lot of green, but you got that Stitch Fix shirt that was green, and now you got this green?
Yeah.
This green?
I know, I'm trying to spruce up my closet so it's not all blue, gray, and black, and little hints of white in there somewhere.
This is a new shirt too, look at us! This is my shirt that I got at Old Navy the other day. I went in to buy pants. I did get 2 pairs of pants, but I also got 2 shirts that are basically the same color. So your new color is green. My new color is like burnt orange. And it looks pretty with my blue. I'm feeling myself this morning, I'm sorry.
I am too. I mean, come on, look at this hair. I have the braided headpiece, I have the curls.
We just get fancy for all y'all. That's what we do. If you see me 90% of the time, I look like a bum, so.
I mean, I don't think I did makeup all this week except for yesterday and today, so.
I don't hardly ever do it during the week. Literally ever. I think I do it like once a week, maybe twice. I did some yesterday. I did like basic face. I did mascara and my eyebrows, and that was it. But today I went full out, like, whoo, Matt. I came in to say good morning to him. He said, why do you have all that stuff on your face? I was like, I'm gonna film a video. Leave me alone.
I think all during this week, all I had on was like the under eye concealer, because you know me, I got really bad under eyes. Always dark. And I was having nightmares almost all week, so did not sleep much. And mascara, because I work from home right now, and I gotta do a video chat every morning with our team, and you gotta look at least somewhat presentable. I sink low enough down in my chair that usually they can't tell if I'm just wearing a t-shirt.
I love how you're like, I work from home and I have to do a video chat, so I look somewhat decent, and then me, I'm like, I work in person. I look terrible every day. But you can't see most of my face. That's my excuse. And also 4th graders. Well, 2nd graders really don't care what you look like. 3rd graders, I had a couple girls last year be like, ooh, Miss Brown, you put like makeup on today. You look so good. And I'm like, thanks for noticing that I look plain every other day. But I feel like 4th graders would be the start of being like, you look rough today. What's wrong? I have a friend, she teaches middle school, and her 8th graders will be like, what's wrong with your eyes? I'm like, yeah, so. And kids hate you, right, with the jab that's like true. Like, it's like the thing you don't like about yourself, they will find it and they will make fun of you for it.
Kids have that talent.
Yeah, they do. I have Sadie right here underneath me. Hi, baby girl. Hi. How's she?
Oh, Asia. Judy is finally using her cat tree. I bought it for her back in like, I think, July. Refused to use it. I have it like near her window that she likes to sit in. And she looked at me like I was insane for getting her this. And it's why it's got the multi-levels, it's got a cubby for her, she can scratch, there's a ball she can play with. She looked at me like I was insane for getting this for her. And so for the past couple of weeks, every time like I'd go pick her up, I'd like put her in the cubby or put her on top of it. And she now sits on it by herself. I think she likes it because from where it's situated, in the morning she can see me and sleeping. And if I don't wake up in time, because she wants me to get up at a certain time, and I say no. She wants to be fed, but she also just wants me to sit in my living room space with her. So it's not necessarily about the food. So she'll just sit there, and like if I move a little bit, she'll just like peek her head around the dresser and look at me like, are you getting up? Can I get up? Nope. Okay. She's still being lazy. Yeah. But I put it there initially because she started to jump on top of the dresser, and then she had no way to get down because had she used to jump up onto the dresser, there's a light, and then she would look down like, I can't jump back down. So I put this on the other side, so if she does get up there, she has another way down.
That's great.
I know, but
that's exciting.
I know. That's where she is now, and I haven't seen her out of it in a while.
Judy. I almost said Judy with the booty, but I didn't. Now I already said it.
I'm pretty sure she has Maine Coon in her. She's not a small cat.
No, but she is like.
She loves to be carried now. She didn't before. You guys didn't know that, but I'll come home, or sometimes it's just I take the trash out and I kind of make myself do it every day just so I get out of the apartment, because otherwise I can be a bit of an introvert. And like this week I realized I hadn't talked to another human being like face to face since from I think Sunday till Friday. I'd only like briefly talked to people on like video chat for work, or you on FaceTime, or just texting.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna run to Target on my lunch break to pick stuff up and just be around human beings. But anyway, I'll come back and she just like runs to the door like I've been gone for hours, and like she just rolls over on her belly and is like, pet me. And I'm like, okay, sweet, I gotta, because I'll spray my hands with sanitizer after I leave the apartment and come back. And then I just like, I'm like, I have groceries, I gotta put them down, I gotta put them away, or I gotta start dinner. And so I'll just like pick her up, expecting her to want to be like put back down. No, she just lets me carry her like she's my toddler all around. There was one day I like cooked my whole dinner while holding her. I'd like go towards a chair to see if she'd like want to hop down. Nope, she's like, nope, you're just carrying me all day now.
This is our new life. You need to get one of those like mom baby slings for her. I wonder if she would let you do.
It would depend on the day and her mood.
That's kind of how Jasper is. Like whenever I was doing work from home, or when I work from home on Wednesdays, he's literally the most needy dog. He wakes you up the crack of frickin' dawn, like right in the morning, and he doesn't just like come and be like, hey. He will get up on top of you and he will be like, wake up, and literally scratch. That's how he woke me up this morning, actually. And he has no chill when it comes in the mornings. And then if I'm home, he will just come up to me and be like, Mom, and he won't leave me alone. So then I have to hold him like this and then do my work. And I'm like, wow, I'm just preparing for motherhood. And then Sadie just does her own thing. She's the most independent dog, even though like right now she's laying on my like leg. She's like laid up against it, but she can leave at any time. I'm shocked she's laying here. And her foot is actually at the bottom of my tripod, so if it jerks or moves, I'm sorry, it's not my fault.
What's funny is Judy loves when like me and Asia will call each other and FaceTime to work out. So as soon as Judy sees the yoga mat come out, she gets happy and she like lays on it and she's like, yes, it's back. You put it out just for me. And I'm like, sweet, you gotta shift over. I gotta use this. But I've been doing the 10-minute morning yoga every day, which really hard some days to get myself to do it. But she's just like, yes, it's yoga time. My yoga mat's out. She'll just lay on it. I'm like, oh, or I'll go to like do one of the moves. I'm like, I can't do that. I have Judy in the way. And it's one of those where, you know how some people say like, if you just start doing it, they'll move out of your way. No. I swear, she just like adds weight to herself and just like.
They do that. Sadie does that when we try to give her a bath. She puts all of her weight into her bottom and it's like she's cemented to the floor, and I'm like, how is this even possible? I can pick you up normally and now you are literally cemented to the floor. And Jasper started to do that too. Like, I can't remember what we were trying to get him to do, but I was like, why? Like, you're glued to the floor. What are you doing? I can't remember what I was gonna say next, but we can get into our topic. Or did we? Well, we've been chatting for a long time.
Last minute topic because I forgot to read the book for today.
And I didn't finish. So,
in my defense, I knew I could finish it yesterday, but I was in like a non-motivated headspace where just like, I didn't want to do anything really. So it was one of those days where I was like, I made myself do like my morning and nightly routine of like skincare and stuff, and I baked because that was something that if it went wrong, it wasn't going to be like the end of the world, or it was just like something kind of, baking's not easy, but it has its like set tasks and you had to like follow it meticulously. So it was something that kind of like focused my mind and just like let me focus on that and like help me get through like the funk I was in just headspace wise. And so like, that's why I made pumpkin bread. And my building super who lives next to me got lucky because it was enough for 2 loaves, and, well, I live by myself, so I do not need 2 loaves of pumpkin bread. So I gave him 1.
Yeah, so that kind of segues in beautifully into our topic today, which, like I said, was our last minute topic because we procrastinated, kind of. But it's getting, like, when you're in a funk, which happens quite a lot. I feel like it happens quite a lot at this kind of state of life we're in, where there's so much going on, you're figuring out so much, and it's easy to kind of get down in like a weird headspace. So it's kind of like how we get out of a funk when we're in one, and kind of our routines and our tips and things that work for us. And if you are feeling the same way, you can apply it to your life, and hopefully it's helpful. If any of this is helpful, please let us know. And
Find some new tips or tricks to try.
and if you like,
Not every
and if
funk
you
is the
like-
same either.
do what?
Do what?
Like, I'll be in like different types of funks too. Like somewhere like I need to be super busy, and then somewhere like I just need to like veg out and binge watch Netflix or something like that all day.
Yeah. I feel like me, there's like different kinds. I guess like on the more extreme end. So for a little background, we both suffer from anxiety. That's so fun. And so dealing with that in life is always fun. So we can do a whole video on how we handle that. But you know, when you're,
What's funny is our anxiety hits 2 different ways.
Yeah.
so we can do a whole thing on that and kind of like living with that, because I know it's something that affects a lot of people and it might be relatable for you guys and all that stuff. But when those emotions and things get us just feeling down, I know for me personally, I am like I turn into like a sloth / turtle, basically. I tend to go in my shell. I just want to shut down, and this kind of goes into like true type 9 Enneagram form, but I just want to like lay on my couch, in my blanket, in my sweats, and I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. I just want to escape any sense of reality. So I won't talk to anybody. I'll just be like so unmotivated to do anything, and I'm like, wow, there's all these things I need to do. Like, I'll look around my house,
And it's a mess. Like the office I'm sitting in right now, I've been in a bit of a funk this past week, so it looks terrible from beyond this area. But so I won't clean. I won't be motivated to do work, which kind of stinks because teaching me do a lot of work outside of work, which is so annoying. But and like the dishes pile up high and laundry, and it's just kind of like it just weighs down. And me, I just am like, I'm not dealing with any of it. No. There was one time, and Elizabeth can vouch first, because I was like, this is so different. I was anxious and nervous and just like felt and I was like, I feel like I need to clean to deal with my anxiety. Who am I? But yeah, so for me, when I just get in those like deep down times, something for me that always helps is either getting up and making my bed.
really helps just kind of start my process. I think that's something super easy to do because it's not that hard. It's not something that takes super long, and it makes you feel like accomplished. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely a person. I will put like something stupid easy on my to-do list just so I can do it and check it off. I even do put things on there that I've already done so I can check them off.
I've done that.
You're like, oh, look at me. But yeah, so I think that that's a really good thing. Like when you're in that kind of dark place, just do something super simple, super minimal, basic. That's what I do. Because I can't remember where I heard this from. I know there's like several podcasts I've listened to and stuff that they'll talk about like productivity leads to more productivity and inactivity leads to more. So I'm like, well, if I can just do like small productive things, it'll lead to me being, you know, more and more productive, and kind of like that chain reaction. And I'm gonna let you share a couple of tips so I'm not monopolizing the audio time. So you go ahead.
Okay, so for me, when I get into like, especially like funks like that, like especially yesterday's kind of took me by surprise because all week I was like getting everything all together. I was going through my like to-do list like nothing else. I was getting everything clean and more pictures hung up, pictures in frames, and getting everything organized, and felt like I was like, yeah, I'm like, I got this. But then like I had like an awful nightmare, one of those where like you wake up, you like kind of like, you go to the bathroom, you come back and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'll have a new dream, hopefully it's just dreamless. And then you go right back into it. And it's one of those where that happened, like, and I kept waking me up like 3 to 4 times. And poor Judy, she kept looking at me because first one was at like 5 in the morning. So she's like, oh, am I getting fed early? I'm like, no, go back to sleep. And so then like I would like read on my phone for 10 minutes, hopefully like just like get my mind off on something else in another story. But like things I do is I always keep like my morning routine the same, and I have to stick to the core. So that's like making my bed, brushing my teeth, taking like my allergy medicine, and I have hypothyroidism, so like my thyroid medicine, and I have to like keep that the same and still do like my morning skincare where it's like the toner, the face spray, moisturizer, and then like once that's done I'll decide like how much makeup I'm gonna do. Like yesterday I didn't do full makeup, I just did like my eyes like this, and then I just didn't do like foundation or any of that stuff. So it's one of those where like to tell myself I'm okay, I can try to like convince myself to, and like I wore a nice outfit to kind of like remind myself that I look good, I can put myself together even when I feel like this funk, just so like when you see yourself in a mirror when you walk by, it kind of just reminds myself that like I can put myself together even if I don't feel the best. And then like my mom and sister came, we went to a few stores that aren't like close to them but are like within 10 minutes from me. So we walked around together, and I felt kind of bad because I was in a funk, so I wasn't like the best mood or best like company to be with, but they didn't care. They just liked spending the time with me. And like my sister got me 2 little like these like those mystery boxes. One was like Parks and Rec and the other was The Office. And like I'll admit I was not the best person. Like there's times I would like snap, and she still bought them, which means a lot to me. And like my mom, she was worried. She's like, is there anything I can do? Just know that I love you and I care for you. And like even after they left, she sent me a text to like check up on me, and then a couple hours later she sent me another one to check up. So I was like, I have people like that come around me, but then like for the rest of the night, it was just me. And so like I looked and I realized when I went shopping with them, I forgot my grocery list. So I looked at it and I was just like, part of me was like, I'm in a funk, I'll do that tomorrow. Just push it off, I'm just gonna veg. And I was like, you know what, no. I have the list, all I have to do is get to the store. And driving for me is kind of relaxing. I can just like put on music and kind of just like, not zone out because you gotta pay attention while you drive, but just think and really contemplate. And so like I did that, I went to the store, and because I already had the list, you can just go down the aisles and pull out what you need. You don't have to worry really. You don't have to think about what you need. Do I need this, that? And I put the amounts that I needed of everything too. So it was just one of those like, okay, I just need 1 can of this, 1 can of that. And part of me did it because I was like, you know what, then I can go back and I can bake the pumpkin bread I wanted to make. So I came back and I made the recipes that I had planned to make, and it was one of those where like you can kind of go on autopilot because it was like very simple cooking and baking, where I just kind of had to put things in a bowl and mix them together and whatnot. And then the one I could just throw it in the Instapot and it kind of came out done. So it was nice to have that like they helped me where they were tasks I could complete and simple enough where you can just do them and you get a nice end result. And like at the end of it, I had pumpkin bread and soup. So that would remind me that even when I'm in this funk or this headspace where I'm not like fully there, I'm just, part of me is like wants to be sad and cry, but part of me is like there's no logical reason or like nothing bad happened. So like it just kind of helps me at least get something like that's like a basic done and just moving forward. So I don't let myself just kind of plant and do nothing. And because sometimes when I do that, I find that it's 5 days later I'm finally coming out of it, where like even in the morning, I felt it coming on. So like I did some journaling to try to help me let go of some of the, like, to look at the feelings and figure out why I was feeling them. And I did, and it all came back to the night where I felt like I wasn't heard or people were ignoring me. So it was one of those where I was like, okay, I understand why I'm feeling this way and whatnot. So I just need to let myself feel it, and then hopefully I'll be able to just slowly let it go throughout the day. And so like I just did things that would help me just slowly like take steps forward, and nothing that would like push me back. Like I didn't do anything, like I didn't go through my closet like I wanted to, because sometimes then you're like, well, this doesn't fit or this not, and that can like push you backwards, or be like, I didn't finish it, because it's probably what I'll do after this, because I gotta take out all the summer clothes, put up all the winter, and I want to like reorganize and kind of go through and see if there's anything I want to donate or just has holes in it, needs to be trashed. I was like, I'm not going to do that today, because that can just, if I don't finish or if I try something on and I don't like it, it can push me back. So I did things that I knew would just keep me moving forward. Because like, even if the pumpkin bread didn't turn out, it was a new recipe. So if it didn't turn out, I'd be like, well, it's a new recipe. I haven't made it before. Nothing's really lost. So I do things like that where like, I kind of, it's like rigging the game where you know you're going to win. Just to help you get through the day and like push you forward and not let yourself, because Asia knows me, if I sink sometimes it can be a few days before I come back out of it, and I can really just let myself just go down and be like, nope, I'm not doing anything. And I'm one of those people that I probably just need to keep moving and doing something. Like I did something little, like cleaning the litter box, or at least I can look and be like, well, that's cleaner. It's not like everything I wanted to do, but it's not nothing.
Yeah. And I just want to pop in and say...
Yeah. And I just want to pop in and say I apologize for any audio interruptions that just happened, because my microphone fell off my desk. So I apologize while she was talking. If you heard a crash, that was why. And yeah, so I apologize. But yeah, so I think it's interesting, well, not interesting, but it made me think how you said you're like, oh, your routines are what really help keep you on track or make you feel like a sense of normalcy during that time. And like that is the biggest thing I struggle with. And I know you know this, but like y'all don't know, keeping a routine, I don't know why, is so hard for me, because my personality type is like, oh, you need routines. But then me as a person, like, how, why, what are this? And it's so annoying, and I think that's me when I get in a funk. I know how to get out of it, I just don't. It's like, oh, if I do this, I know I'll be better. Oh, if I do this, I know I'll be better. I don't know what that says about me, like if I'm like a self-sabotaging person.
Well, there's like
maybe.
Times when like the night routine is the hardest for me, because Asia knows me, I am not a night person. It hits like 8 o'clock, I barely answer my phone. If you do, like, sometimes Asia will text me at like 10 or 11, like needing advice or wanting to talk, and I'm like, the next morning I look at it, I'm like, I feel bad. There was no filter. There was just, it was dry, straight to the point. No like nice sweetness to like soften the blow or anything. It's just straight to the point, like, because I'm not a night person. I'll admit that. So like my night routine, especially if I'm not like feeling it or whatnot, but it's one of those where like I kind of force myself to like I'm always gonna brush my teeth, but like do like the skincare where like I do like a lavender face toner to like help like kind of like bring my like calm and relaxing for the night, and like the face spray and the moisturizer. And I put like this strengthening coat on top of my nails to help. But there's times where like if I skip one night, it's not the end of the world, but it helps me remember. Yeah, and like once I skip one night, it's easier to skip more than one. And so like I kind of, there's like times when I just like force myself to have to do it. Like yesterday I started like this 30-day yoga morning. It's only 10 minutes. So you just go, it's 10 minutes. And so like I really didn't want to do it, but I was like, you know what? I got to keep up the routine of doing it, because I do feel better during the day after it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where like you kind of just got to be like, because it's almost like you make a bargain with yourself, like, okay, this is the one thing I'm going to force myself to do today, is keep this up. And then I have leeway where, like, if I say I'm going to make dinner, but I end up ordering takeout, be like, but I did make sure I did the yoga this morning. So, like, in my head, I bargain with myself of, if I do this, then I can have a little leeway if I change my mind on this other thing later.
Yeah, I think that's a really good mindset to have because, I mean, something I had to learn in the past few years, or just like in my adult life in general, is like, it's okay. Like, give yourself grace on some things. Like, it's okay. Focus on like the good. I try to do that at school all the time, and it's kind of hilarious because some parents get mad at me because I'm like, oh, like, your child can do this and this, and okay, well, what can they not do? I'm like, well, me as a person, I'm gonna focus on the things that they can do, and I need to do more of that with myself. I'm like, well, I did like get up and actually, you know, do my makeup today, or I got my copies made for the week, like whatever. Focus on that thing that you did do and be like, wow, I'm not totally awful. I can do things. I'm not just not on a log, all that stuff. But I had a thought and now I can't remember. Also getting me out of a funk, I think Elizabeth always tells me to do this. She's kind of like my sounding board for most things in life. But
I don't remember what you're about to say.
What?
What says I don't know what you're about to say.
Oh. She always, if I'm saying like, I am feeling this way, or I'll say, I don't know how I'm feeling, but this is what I'm doing and stuff, and she'll always tell me a lot of times, like, feel that feeling and like fully feel it, and don't try to I love how you were scared, and don't try to like brush it off or act like it's not happening, because it is, and it's okay to feel like that. Like, I feel like a like super overplayed phrase, like, it's okay to not be okay, but it really is, because it happens to everybody, and you don't have to be perfect, which is something I have to tell myself a lot more, because I struggle with perfectionism so much. I'm literally like, if you look up perfectionist, like the definition, like, that's me. And
things about feelings is, if you don't feel them now, you're gonna feel them later.
That's true. And
they don't really go away until you feel them.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes when you're in that funk, you're like, I don't want to cry, that's weak. Sometimes it helps you to cry. It helps you to get it all out.
Oh, it always helps to cry.
Yes, always. And I am I'm pro crying. Like, I think I cry for so many things. My boyfriend, he's like the opposite. He's like, why are you crying? I'm like, I don't know, but I just need to cry. I know I look like a crazy person, but no, it really helps. So sometimes getting out of a funk, like, feel it out, and maybe you take the rest of the day. Sometimes I've done that. There was one day this summer I can like vividly remember. I was laying in bed, my shell of choice, when I go on my shell in my bed. I was laying in my bed, and I laid there for probably most of the day. I didn't get out of my pajamas. Like, did I even eat lunch that day? I can't remember. It was summer, and I just didn't do anything. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna let myself have this day, this one day, and then tomorrow I have to do something. And like, I made my little to-do list, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put on my clothes for tomorrow, and just I'm like setting up my productive day for the next day. And I wonder if that appeals to me because I'm a procrastinator at heart. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, but like, I'm setting up success for tomorrow, basically. But I always think that's really important, and something, like I said, Elizabeth always tells me is like, it's like, feel the feeling, let it happen. Don't try to deny your funk, but figure out how to like get out of it. And
something that I do, especially if it's like an angry funk, or like maybe someone at work annoys you, is I call it like my angry geese squawk, where I'll just be like, ah, and just like do that noise, and just like keep doing it, because like it's releasing it, but I live in an apartment building. You can't just like yell or scream. So like, it's one of those where I can just like do it, and you just like release something out of you.
Yeah.
kind of like when you don't want to cry, but you're just mad, and you're like, you want to scream or yell at someone, you're like, but you can't because it's not polite. So I just I just call it like an angry
Squawk.
geese noise squawk. And like sometimes I'm on the phone with one of my coworkers who we're friends with, and I'll just like be like, ah, and like make the noise, and she just like starts cracking up because I'm like, just go look at this email. She's always like, oh god. And so it's one of those where you just like find something like that where like you just make a random noise or say a phrase that just like helps you release those emotions without it coming out in a way where like it hurts other people, because it's like just for yourself. Because sometimes you can be angry or mad at someone, and like you want to like yell or send that angry email or just be like, for whatever it is, but you know, like a day or two later you're gonna be like, I really shouldn't have done that. Like, yes, it was annoying, or what they did wasn't right, but I I wish I handled it better. So it's like my way of kind of like stopping myself from sending the bad email or making a bad phone call or yelling at someone is I just like go and like let myself release like the anger through like a weird noise or whatnot. And that way I feel like I've done something, but it's not something that's I'm not gonna see the consequences for it later on down.
Yeah, I think, well, one, I'm trying to think if I do something like that. I don't have any weird noises I make or phrases
I make so many
say.
weird noises. You know me, Asia.
Yes, I do. And, oh my gosh, I'm having one of those moments where your brain just goes black. Like you were talking, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna add this point to it.
Asia, you lay on the floor. Let's be honest. You do the dramatic, ah!
That is what I do. I don't have a noise, but I just
You just drop and
I
lay on the
can't-
floor.
I can't do it for this camera, but just imagine somebody going full like limp noodle. Like I can't. Yeah, that's what I do. Okay, you are right. I don't even know myself. She knows me better than I know myself.
I've been around during those times, so.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna talk about how we're talking about dealing with like other people when like you have your emotions you're dealing with, and something that I'm trying to get better at doing now is like communicating my feelings to others and being like, hi, I'm going through this. I apologize in advance if I say blah blah blah, or if I act like this is why. But yeah, so I think that is the end of my brain capacity, I think, because I'm losing the ability to make sentences. But I think you want to go ahead and wrap this up. I think we've given a lot of tips and a lot of good anecdotal
And we
advice.
talked about our pets a lot.
Huh? And we did talk about our pets a lot. And I have my pets here. And yeah, so but
Feelings are not bad. They need.
felt, and you can get out of a funk, and it's okay if you get in a funk like every other week. It's okay.
Just don't live in it
not forever.
forever.
Yeah, don't live in it forever. So, and get you a best friend that you can rant to. And they'll tell you you're not stupid and give you good advice. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching or listening. We hope you guys enjoyed this and that it was helpful. If it is, you know what to do. Thumbs it up. And subscribe to our channel. We put out new episodes every week and all different types of topics. So, yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Have a good week.
Yeah, y'all have a good week. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.